everybody. I'm so glad to have you practicing with me today. It's just after the holidays. I've been a little busy, but I'm so glad to post today and looking forward to a nice kind of energizing practice, burn off some of the holiday energy, some of the holiday foods you don't normally eat. So we'll get our blood flowing, and I hope you enjoy. Great job stepping on your mat. Let's get started. Hello, yoga buddies. I'm so glad you're here to practice with me today. Grab your mat and let's get the blood flowing, the energy, the prana moving, and I look forward to it. Grateful for you. So we're going to start with the feet on the floor, hip width distance, and the fingertips are pointing toward your heels. You're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together and lift up your hips. Come into your reverse tabletop, engaging your gluteals. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, soften down through the sitting bones. And a couple times doing that to warm up. Inhale, lift up, rooting through your feet, rooting your feet to the earth, lifting the chest. Inhale. Exhale, melting down. Inhale, lifting up. Lengthen your tailbone forward. Look up. Exhale, releasing down. And take your feet mat width distance and windshield wiper a couple times, side to side. Good. And then moving to a little more range of motion, windshield wiper your knees to the right, and then lift your left arm up alongside the ear as you inhale. Reach your left fingertips away from your left hip. Then exhale, sweep back to center. Windshield wiper the knees to the left. And inhale, sweep up, look to the left. And then exhale, come on back. And inhale to the right, reach your left arm up and over. You could even lift your hips up. And then exhale, drop down, swing the knees over. Inhale, lift up, reach your right fingertips away. Exhale, come on back. Let's keep it going, a couple more. Inhale, lift, look at your right hand. Exhale, drop down. Inhale, lift, reach, look at your left hand. And exhale, we'll drop it down. Cross your ankles, roll over your knees, come right in a downward dog. Find this downward dog, really stretching up through your lower back, opening your knees slightly so there's a lot of space for your inner thighs to spiral up toward the sky. Gradually dropping the heels down. Keeping your underarms pretty equal and lifted, stretch your right heel high for three-legged dog. Now hinge your right knee and start to trace a couple circles with that right knee, drawing your left thigh bone back and lifting your left underarm. Then when you inhale, lift that right knee away from your left wrist. Exhale, lift your left heel, lift your belly, knee to nose. Tented finger can help hoist that right foot through right between the hands. We'll touch the left knee down, keep the back toes tucked. Interlace your hands on top of your right thigh. Find this upright torso where we start to lengthen up through the chest, arch the side waists. And then you can either keep your hands there or reach behind, interlace the fingers, track the knuckles down, lift your chest up. Inhale, exhale, hands frame the front foot. Now slide that right leg back. Toes are tucked, hips to heels, coming into active child's pose. Now, as you inhale, lift the belly and wave forward through the crown of the head. Squeeze your elbows in as you exhale all the way down through a little micro supported chaturanga. Take your feet flat on the inhale, glide the chest through, cobra pose. Exhale, hips to heels, tuck your toes, come back to downward dog. And finding a sense of peace and calm in your dog. Fanning the fingers wide, gripping the pads of the fingers slightly. Stretch your left heel straight up into three-legged dog and open that left hip a little bit on top of the right, not too much. Hinge the knee. Keep lifting that right underarm. Take some circles, any size circle with that left knee, keeping the shoulder girdle pretty equal so that right shoulder doesn't dip down too much. Then when you lift that left knee away from the right wrist, inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Lift the belly, left tented finger, slide that left foot through. Left knee is over the heel, touch your right knee down. Walk the interlace of your hands right on top of that left thigh and give it a little press. Pull your belly in. Good. Gaze can come up. If you're feeling stable, reach your arms around, interlace the awkward non-habitual finger on top. Track your knuckles down as you lift your side ribs. Find that back bend. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, hands frame that front foot. And then slide that left leg back, hips to heels. Exhale all the way out. And then inhale into a modified plank, bringing your shoulders forward. Keep your collarbones broad. Exhale, lower all the way down onto your belly. Feet are flat. Inhale, gliding up to a cobra back bend. Exhale, tuck the toes. Press on back to downward dog. Good. Big full inhale. Exhale, let it out. Now raise your heels high, right up onto tiptoes. Keep lifting your sitting bones high. Tiptoe forward, right between your fingertips. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold, hang, let your head go. Press through the feet. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up overhead. Exhale, bring the hands down through heart center. And inhale, sweep the arms out and up, any amount of back bend. Exhale, belly in, hinge from your hip creases. Swan dive down, folding into Uttanasana. Let the head hang at the end of your exhale. Inhale, soft toes, halfway lift, lengthen through the crown. Exhale, step your left foot back and spin that left heel down. We're going to straighten the right leg all the way. Open and stack that left hip a little bit on top of the right as we come toward a triangle pose. So we do want the back toes turned in to about a 45 degree. We want to allow that right hip crease to pull underneath the pelvis, right sitting bone tucking underneath. So it's quite a deep hip crease in that right leg. And the right hand is on the floor or a block or your right ankle. Left hand can be on your back or extend your left fingertips up and reach your left fingertips toward the sky. So you take pressure out of your right fingertips and the legs are strong. And of course that core is strong with the lower ribs turning in. And we're going to inhale, exhale, reach your left fingertips away from the hip toward the front of your mat. Then release your hands to frame that front foot. Swing your left heel over the toes. Now, bear with me here. We're going to come into a half moon pose. So you shift into your right foot. You can start to hover that left foot off the ground. When you're ready, pressing through that right foot, kick the left heel up, straighten that right leg. Right fingertips are about under the shoulder. You can have your left hand on the ground or a block to support you as you lift that left heel. And then for a challenge, you could take your left hand onto your hip. You start to look to the left. Maybe extend your left fingertips up for the half moon. And breathing there. Flexing through that left foot. Let's inhale. Exhale, release. Fold into standing split, lifting that left heel. If that's too intense, then you can step back into a lunge and wait there. Peek at your right hip. Inhale. Exhale, bend the right knee and slowly step that left foot back. Hands are framing the front foot. Plant your palms and then step into downward dog. Now, lift your heels on your inhale, wave into a plank. You can either modify on your knees for support or lower down, chaturanga, exhaling onto your belly. Inhale, glide through, cobra pose, back bend. Exhale, downward dog. Just a breath or so there. We're going to do the whole sequence on the other side. So lift your heels high. Tiptoe forward right between the thumbs. And when you get there, inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, let's fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up overhead. Exhale, bring the hands down through heart center. Just take a second with your hands on your belly to relax into your feet, rooting your feet on the earth. And then bend your knees quite a bit. Release your hands to the floor. Step your right foot back. Spin that outer right heel down and start to straighten your left leg all the way as we come into our triangle pose. So you see there's a real depth in that left hip crease as you wrap that left sitting bone under the pelvis and root through the outer right foot. Working here is fine, looking down at that left foot, especially if your neck feels tender today. If it's available for you, go ahead and wrap your left rib toward the right rib. Reach your right fingertips up. And so there's length from that deep left hip crease right into that left underarm. So there's not like a scrunching in your left side body. There's a real length right from that left underarm deep into the hip crease. Just working on that. If your neck fatigues, you can look down. One more inhale. Exhale, release the right hand. Whoop, we don't want to forget to reach that right hand away. I almost forgot to reach that right hand away and get a right side bend. And then hands frame the front foot as we prepare for half moon pose. So you could just work with bending that left knee and pressing through the left foot and then getting a little air as you hover that right toe off the ground. If you have the gumption and a little strength today in that left hip, bend the left knee, press that left leg straight, and you kind of pop your right heel up. And you start with looking down at your very light fingertips under the shoulders. Eventually, you may be able to take your right hand onto the hip. Very soft connection of the left hand to the ground or a block. Now you can stay looking down, or you can start to turn your gaze and challenge your balance and extend your right fingertips up. Breathing there. One more inhale. Exhale, hands are going to frame that left foot. Let's fold into standing split. Or again, if that's too much, you can step right back into your low runner's lunge until we finish the standing split. Look at your left hip. Whatever amount you're able to lift that right heel. You do want to keep the right hip rounding forward just a little to protect your back. And one more inhale breath. Exhale, bend the left knee and return gently into your runner's lunge. Good. And then plant the palms and step back into downward dog. Long downward dog right up through the spine. And we'll wave our way into a plank. Touch your knees down. Sit down on your heels. Shoulder blades glide on the back. Let's reach the hands around, interlace the fingers, and then stand up on your knees and lift your chest straight up. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, release your hands forward and press your palms. Then inhale, sweep the arms back, interlace the awkward finger, lift your chest. Exhale, sit back, belly in, press. One more each side. Inhale, sweep back, interlace, natural finger on top, lift up. Exhale, belly in. And then inhale back, awkward finger on top, lift up. Exhale, sit down, press, and then go ahead and cross your ankles underneath. Sit down, bring your knees in, and slide your legs out straight. Inhale, sweep the arms up, reach the fingertips up away from your hips, look up, and then exhale, reach for your toes or your ankles or shins. And start to look down toward your belly for this Paschimottanasana, whole back body stretch from the backs of the heels to the back of the head. When you exhale, you pull the belly in. And then drop the tail, come on up. Let's scooch forward. Take your legs forward, a little bit wider apart. Take your hands on the ground. Go ahead and wag the toes. And just kind of loosen up. Good. Good. And then reach your arms forward, palms up. Gradually come on down, all the way onto the back. Coming onto the back and letting go. Shoulder blades melting. Let's scooch the heels a little closer now. Start to point your toes up toward the ceiling, feet lightly flexed. Hug your right knee in toward your side rib. Give it a little squeeze. Press your right heel straight up toward the ceiling. Hands behind the thigh bone, calf, or ankle. As you draw that right leg a little closer toward your body, point and flex through the left foot. Then release, arms overhead, slide that right leg out straight. Inhaling deep into your hip joints. Exhale, hug that left knee in, give it a squeeze. So you're tractioning that left thigh toward the side rib. Then press the left heel straight up. As you draw the left leg a little closer in, you point and flex through that left foot. Oh my gosh, we just went on a super long, like uphill, downhill road walk. So I'm feeling it in my little shinsies. Good. Let's rotate that left foot around. And then arms overhead. We're going to inhale, extend, reach long. And exhale, hug both knees in. Rock, massage your back out. Now extend your feet up, take a little shake. Really shake out that tension out of your ankles, into your calves, down through into your belly, where we have a lot of softness. And then feet on the ground, take a little stamp with your feet and go ahead and stamp it out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release your legs out, finding your final meditation for today, Shavasana. Wonderful job making it to the end of practice today and staying with it. Letting the floor hold you now in this place of support. Letting all of the joints unwind as you tune into that internal sanctuary where you do nothing for a brief few moments in time. And a lot of light and space flowing through the body, through the heart. Softness in your face, your eyes. Softness in the center of the throat. Observing openly the content of your thoughts and knowing that it's possible to choose and invite the thoughts that serve you and uplift you. When you exhale, you can, even if just for a moment, let go of those self-judgmental thoughts, any negative thoughts that are holding you back or down. Let them go with every exhale. And can you find gratitude for anything at all in your mind, your heart? Invite it into your cells, invite it into your energy field. Take your hands on your belly. Invite compassion for this body that holds your spirit. And thankful and grateful for the integration of your breath to bring you back whenever you need it to that sanctuary within. Starting to wiggle your fingers and toes, reach your arms overhead. Take a big full resetting stretch. We're hitting the restart button, and then very tenderly hugging the knees in. And when you're ready, roll to either side and make your way up to sit. Arriving again in an upright, cross-legged seat, sitting tall, taking a moment to thank yourself for showing up to this practice. And I am wishing you joy, peace, health, strength, courage, and always trust on the journey. Namaste. And thank you so much for joining me. It really means a lot to me to have you here and your comments, and just to know that some of you are watching all the way through. I really appreciate it. And please do like, subscribe, share. All of those things help this channel continue to grow. Look forward to practicing together in 2025.